For many years, I've seen the SMG 0818 get a lot of hate, whether it's in-game or a clip of someone using it has been uploaded somewhere. Now, I can personally say I've probably never got more than 100 kills with it, so I wanted to see what all the hate was about and if it was warranted. Now, just a bit about the SMG 0818 for those of you who don't know. It's a 770 rounds per minute fully automatic SMG that has a magazine size of 80, so just off of that it just sounds a bit broken. There is, however, an overheat mechanic that stops you from being able to fully empty the whole mag at once, and anything past close range, the weapon becomes a pea shooter. To unlock the factory version, you need 15 kills with the MP18 trench and 10 kills with an anti-tank grenade, and the optical version requires 50 kills with the Automatico M1918 trench and 5 tanks destroyed with the anti-tank mine. The SMG 0818, like I said, in close range, it absolutely shreds enemies. Multiple enemies don't stand a chance, no matter what weapon they're using. Even like shotgun users and Automatico users get beamed by this weapon. As you can see in some of these clips, I'm taking on multiple enemies at once, and I'm able to kill them in just a few bullets and just switch between them and just keep spraying left and right. It's pretty ridiculous what this weapon is capable of. And I can see why it gets quite a bit of hate in the Battlefield community, and I do think it deserves it. Like, when I was using this weapon, I generally didn't feel any sort of satisfaction from running around with it, or any sort of joy when killing enemies, if you know what I mean. It just didn't like seem I was actually having to try too hard with this weapon. Like, I could just run up into a group of enemies and I'd know I'd be able to either kill all of them or kill most of them. And when I was coming against one or two enemies, you know, 99% of the time, if I was in that sort of sweet spot range for this weapon, I knew I'd come out on top with the enemy just from this weapon alone, being able to, you know, make up for any mistakes I may have made going into that engagement. So I do truly see why this weapon gets hate, and I can see a lot more now after using it for a few games. Like, because before I never really used it and I never really saw how much of a problem it was, but then once I started using it and sort of keeping an eye out for it, I can see how much it does plague Battlefield 1. And when you do get killed by it, it does feel a bit cheap. I know it's, you know, it's alright, I think, you know, if people want to use it, because that's, you know, it is what it is, but I do think it is quite a bit busted, and it just doesn't, yeah, for me personally, I won't be using it again in the future, you know, or when I'm not recording or making a video on it, I won't personally be touching it, just because I don't think it's a fun gun to, it is a fun gun to use, but I don't get any satisfaction from running around and killing enemies with it. You know, I'd much rather use something, you know, I wouldn't say more unique, but something that you don't see as much on the Battlefield. Not that I'm trying to be one of those players that purposely like handicaps myself and uses those sort of weapons that aren't actually any good and not meta weapons, but you know, I like to try different weapons out that you don't see much, or are not as strong in certain areas, or excel at different areas, just because it makes the game different. You know, in obviously World War 1, there's not many customization options in this game, so you have to kind of keep it, you know, fresh by trying different weapons out and using different weapons. For me personally, I don't think I could use this weapon all the way to 100 service stars and not get bored of the weapon or the game. You know, for me personally, I like to sort of jump around different weapons and just try different variants out, and just different weapons in general, just to get, you know, just to enjoy. That's how I enjoy the game. But you know, so final thoughts on the SMG 0818. Within that 0 to 25 meter range, it's really good. To be honest, it's maybe too good. But if you are getting stomped by the other team and you are on a close quarters map or close quarters game mode, you know, it is a meta weapon, so maybe just pull it out and use it for a bit to help your team out. You know, if DICE ever return to Battlefield 1, I hope they might tweak it a bit. I doubt they ever will return to this game, but you know, it's just one of those things. As a community, we're going to have to unfortunately live with the SMG 018. Like I said earlier, you know, let me know what your thoughts are on the SMG 0818. Are there any other weapons you think deserve the hate that you want me to check out? If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, as well as tips, guides across multiple different Battlefield games, then make sure to subscribe. And until the next one, have a good one.